Cafe and Way.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
FFF episode 2441, 2441. Welcome to a program that is simply called Mike's Daily Podcast. It's a podcast where I sing at the beginning of it, and then I stop because I quit singing. Then I come back and sing one more verse, and then I'm done singing. Too bad I rehearse because it's wasted. It's kind of a wasted thing that I did the song. But Mike's Daily Podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was helpful in some way. You know what? Today's podcast, we're going to talk about something that I realize when I look at the mirror. Yeah! I don't see so much the wrinkles as I see the grays. The aliens the gray hairs. The gray hairs that are growing from my face. That's fine. I'm okay with it. I will not dye my hair. That looks ridiculous to me. It's like, come on. You look like you're a old person trying to be a teenager, it's the rock stars. It's people with that punk rock attitude with way too many tats and way too many piercings I'm being so judgmental. I'm so sorry. You know what? Use as much dye as you want. Just pour it all in the sink, stick your head in it, and go for it. But I'm saying, aging is a thing that we all do. And it's so funny when I hear my young G-Zennials friends start to complain about the people younger than them. Oh my gosh, they have no idea what that is. I feel so old because they don't know about this. Something that happened 10 years ago. But it affects us all. It's a big thing. It even affected Aquaman. Did you hear the news today? Well, I won't get into the really awful news. There's always that awful news, unfortunately. But here is the good news, is that there are...
And here's today's podcast picture.
Oh, yeah, there's a wonderful podcast picture. Here at Cafe Anyway, somewhere in Podcastro Valley, the last place on earth. The podcast picture today is another great picture from Half Moon Bay. You can see it at MikesDailyPodcast.com. I think this is over by the State Beach that's in Half Moon Bay. But yes, Aquaman, speaking of beaches, Aquaman himself had to go in for an MRI. His fans showed concern after he shared an Instagram picture. Oh, the late great Basil the Boxer. Yes, well, we went to Half Moon Bay all the time with him. And he had such a great time chasing birds, little sandpipers. We had great times with him in this general area. Oh, in fact, near where this picture was taken, he almost killed a snake. There was a little snake, and he tried to go after it. We stopped him, but yeah. Okay, Jason Momoa, little sidebar. Sidebar? That's a lawyer thing, isn't it? Or is that a bar that's on the side of something? That where you go and you get drinks? I don't know, I'm confused. But, okay, so that was a little tangent. We'll stick with that word. Jason Momoa, he posted a picture on Instagram, getting an MRI. A source later confirmed he's okay. Of course, he plays Aquaman, and he has sustained a few work-related injuries in recent months. He, in the picture, was laying outside of the MRI, shirtless, with his arms up, and the little caption said, "You gotta break some eggs to make an omelet. Aloha Jay. Thankful for my ohana and friends." Thankfully, a source confirmed that he's okay in light of the recent post that the MRI was done as a precaution. In March, Jason Momoa, who is 42, by the way, revealed that he underwent surgery to remove a hernia the day before attending the Oscars. On the red carpet, he said they had just finished filming the Aquaman sequel, where he sustained the injury. He said, "Throwing bodies around, getting old, bro." In an allusion to, or is it bra? In allusion to his age, he pointed out that he was wearing prescription sunglasses to help him read the teleprompter as a presenter. I got to read tonight. I can't see far away. They are prescription. Just as soon as one injury healed, another popped up. Just a few weeks ago, he revealed in an Instagram video that he tore his bicep. He pressed it at 42. He pressed on doing arm curls in the clip. Ay. Look at this. Left bicep fine. Look at my right. See where I blew it? So I gotta take it easy. I pulled my long head bicep. It sucks. So it's taking a long time to get back. But I can't fix it, he said. Some stuff you can't fix, Jason Momoa. He hasn't let any of the setbacks slow him down. He wrapped filming for Fast and Furious Fast 10, I guess it's Fast X, in Italy. And in one scene, he gets chased by the cops on a bike with no helmet. It's going to be fun, he added on Instagram. He runs on adrenaline, and he's prone to injury, apparently. That's according to Men's Health magazine, who wrote this, and MSN picked it up and printed it. Kayla Blanton wrote that. And in another article, I believe was from Yahoo yesterday, we were talking about how Jason Momoa and Amber Heard, apparently the chemistry between them was so awful, they had to do a little bit of editing to try and make it look better in the first Aquaman movie, which was the last one. Okay, so getting old, it affects even Aquaman. But there's some good things about aging. They're called the golden years for a reason. Getting older has its perks. For one thing, you get your AARP card, which gets you all kinds of discounts. But I won't go into that because I still haven't gotten my card yet. I still refuse to write down everything and start the card. But for one, as we go outside a cafe anyway, we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. You're good at using what you've learned. This is called crystallized intelligence, and it keeps getting better. Turns out when you're 65 or 70, it turns out you might not be a grumpy old man or woman. After all, you'll probably get more agreeable as you age. At least through your 60s, you're also likely to be happier and less inclined to get angry. Scientists have figured out exactly why this happens. But they don't know exactly why this happens, but they do have some theories. Older people might have control over their emotions better and focus more on how to make the most out of life. Play well with others. Oh, and we have the laundry machine going on outside a cafe anyway. You might hear that from time to time. Why do we have a laundry machine outside? It's the way they built the cafe anyway. I can't explain. I did not design it. I did not wire it. It just came as it is. It fell out of the sky. But more on that later. More on that in a minute. I hate when people do that. We'll talk more about that later. No, don't lead me on like that. Don't make me know what's coming up ahead like that. I want the unpredictable to happen. Don't tell me things so I don't know that then things are going to happen. But yes, if you read ahead and you read the description on the podcast, you'll know that Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the engineer are here. Somewhere. I don't see them yet. But you're more in tune with other people's emotions in your 40s than at any other time in your life. Did you know that? That insight into how others think and feel can make living with your loved ones easier and help you get along better with coworkers too in your 40s. Older women may have sex less often than when they were younger, but apparently they make it count. In a study of women 40 and over, researchers found that sexual satisfaction improved with age. Women over 80 were more likely than those between 55 and 79 to say they were satisfied during sex. This according to WebMD.com. As you age, medications, illness, colds, flus, etc., all allergies, all can change your sense of smell and taste, and that can affect your diet and health. If you find things need to be spiced up, try some olive oil. Try herbs like rosemary and thyme, garlic, sage, and thyme, onion, peppers, mustard. Just stay away from the salt. Salt is bad, okay? Blood pressure. If blood pressure goes up, then you get the strokes. Around the time the hair on your head starts to disappear, that happened long ago for me, it can show up in the strangest places. Yes, hair. What's it doing there? This means in a lot of older guys' noses and ears, there can be large hairs. Older women may notice small hairs on their chin. This is all caused by those lovely things called hormones. There's a good chance you'll become the morning person you've always wanted to be in your 60s. Our sleeping patterns can shift as we age, so we get sleepier earlier and wake up earlier. One study, my boss at work is 72, and he shows up there 7-something in the morning. And when I first got the operations manager job, and he hired me, I wanted to impress him, so I'd show up early too. I try and outshow him. I try and get there before him, which meant waiting at the bus stop at 6 in the morning, just so I could get there before him. Which my job, everything happens later in the day. It's not front loaded, it's back loaded, so everything's happening. So I'd end up staying at work like all day long, work these crazy long hours. I realized later, I'll just come in later. That's my excuse. One study showed that even though folks over 65 tend to wake up during the night, most said they regularly get a good night's sleep. Once you hit your 70s, those migraines you may have had for much of your life may go away. Only 10% of women and 5% of men over 70 still reported migraines. That's true. I'm in my 50s now. I haven't had a migraine in a while. I think I did maybe have one 2 years ago. Oh, no, wait a minute. I think it was, I had to take antibiotics because I developed tonsillitis. This was 4 years ago. So I was just about to turn 50. And I remember after taking all the antibiotics, I suddenly got a migraine out of nowhere. So I don't know if that had something to do with it, but even better news, what I was going to say too was in my 30s, I used to get migraines a lot and not so much now. If you do have a migraine, you know what? I am telling that story wrong. You know what gave me the migraine? And this is going to make all you anti-vaxxers happy. I'm going to say something bad about vaccines, which I seldom do. But right after I got the first shot, I got a migraine that day. Got a nasty old migraine right after the shot. I don't know what it was. Maybe I was too nervous about it, or I don't know if it was something in the vaccine. I had Moderna, so I don't know if it had something to do with Maxine Waters. Because if you're gonna you want to shoot, you better shoot straight. There's nothing worse than a wounded animal. And it may not actually come with the headache. That's what Maxine Waters said. It was the funniest thing. And I have the recording somewhere, but I will not have it for this podcast, I don't think. If you do have a migraine, it may not actually come with the headache. As people age, some may experience migraines as visual or sensory disturbances without pain. Interesting. I'm going to have to rewind that and listen to what I just said because I find that fascinating, and I might have to hear it again. And this is a podcast, and that's great. Early retirement might not be the best thing for your health. Like I said, my boss is 72. He's finally going to retire in a couple of weeks. But yeah, still running a big San Francisco radio station group and in his 70s. Unless you have a fun second career, a study called the Longevity Project found that people who work hard at a job they enjoy live the longest. That, along with good friends and a good marriage, could be the key to sticking around. You may worry about breaking bones as you age, but you're more likely to take a tumble if you're scared of falling. Yes, one study found that about a third of adults over 65 have that fear of falling. And it's understandable because falls are the leading cause of injuries for older people. I know that my mom's, when my mom passed, part of the reason had to do with a fall that she had. Now, that's a bad thing, but a good thing is self-esteem soars as you age. Studies show that with health, education, good health, and employment, self-esteem grows with those. But it takes a dip after 60. That may be because people begin to have health issues and start searching for a new sense of purpose following retirement. With increasing lifespans, healthier lifestyles, and working to an older age, we may see that change. There's also less stress. Baby boomers and older adults report less stress than their younger counterparts. According to the American Psychological Association's annual Stress in America report, that does not mean it goes away. Health and money problems still crop up, but the APA says 9 of 10 older adults say they're doing enough to manage it. The longer you're alive, the more gravity brings you down. The spaces between the bones in your spine, called vertebrae, get closer together. That can make you about an inch shorter as you get older. That's just something I know that affected just about all my older relatives. The graying of America may be a good thing for you. Those 60 and over tend to cast ballots more than any other age group, and they're the fastest growing block of voters in the U.S. That means more voting power on topics that matter as you age, such as Social Security, healthcare, and Medicare. That all from WebMD.com. Outside a cafe anyway. Just as I promised, Chely Shoehart.
Hello, Mike Matthews. It's Chely Shoehart, Staff Supervisor Mike Matthews. It's going to be a long time till I'm old, Mike Matthews.
A long time?
Yes, Mike Matthews. And I'm not going to shrink like you're doing right now, Mike Matthews.
I'm shrinking? Okay. Help me, I'm shrinking. Look who else is here. Hello, Mike, this is Floyd the Floorman! And this is John Deere, the engineer. Mike, it's true, all kinds of things happen as you get older. But one thing that's really cool about getting older is that you get that AARP card. Discounts. Oh! Discounts on things. Okay. Well, thank you for the suggestion. My plan when I get old is to wear one of those inflatable bodysuits that sometimes look like sumo wrestlers or dinosaurs or whatever for Halloween. Just going to fill air all around me, so if I do fall, I'll just bounce right back up. Or I'll just start eating lots of foam till my skin becomes foamy. And I'll just cover myself in foam. I'm going to become Nerf Man. That's my plan. Next show, it's going to be the wonderful Benita, the Disgruntled Fiddle Player, and the Brewmaster. You can give me a shout out back at you, or I'll give you a shout out on my podcast. Just give me a call and tell me who you are. You don't even have to say a last name. Just tell me where you're calling from. And that number to call is 336-MM Daily. 3 + 3 = 6. MM is in Mike Matthews Daily, as in what this podcast has been for quite a few days now.
Call now. 336-MM Daily.
You can also email me, MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. As more of all of that other stuff is A-Frame.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at MikesDailyPodcast.com. Email Mike now at MikesDailyPodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!